Ladies and gentlemen, Brodny's coming. What's going on, LBHT crew? Yes, breaking news. Okay, at least at the time of this recording, Bronny James is a Laker, as predicted. Okay, LeBron wants to hang around in the league until his son is drafted. He wanted to play at least one season with his son, and it looks like it's about to happen. Okay, we've known that there's a push for Bronny to get into the league, to get on the team, and that LeBron is going to play for whatever team drafted him. And lo and behold, it's the team that he's already on.
Hey. He's not on the team. Not for sure yet. He can opt out of his contract before Saturday, and he can sign wherever he chooses.
Yes, and I think it was set up perfectly, right? To ensure that they don't have any second thoughts. They don't try to say, well, we looked into it and it just didn't work out. No. I'm a free agent. You want me back, and here's how you get me back.
I just want to say this to Jay. I had to point this out. Look at this. With the 55th pick, the Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James. In one of the worst classes ever, who did you want them to take at pick 55, Jay? Jay, who is in the Discord waxing poetic about Max Christie and Maxwell Lewis being part of the setup for post LeBron or post Lakers LeBron.
Yeah.
How could this be a negative, Jay?
With the 55th pick, it doesn't matter, which is exactly why you get Bronny James. I would have been perfectly fine if they spent their first round pick on Bronny James.
They could have drafted Jacob with the 55th pick, and I wouldn't care.
Because who'd you guys get in the first round? Next?
No.
Who'd you get in the first round?
Dalton
Connect. I'm sorry. You guys got Dalton Connect in the first round. Maybe he turns into a quality player. Maybe he doesn't. Doesn't matter, right? I don't care. If they said Bronny James right there, yeah, fine. Is it a reach? So what?
I'll say this. Look, I think it was, especially in a draft that is not particularly talented, an incredibly effective use of both picks, right? They need another scorer. That's what Dalton Connect does. He's a three-point shooter. He can move without the ball. He can score on all three levels, all this stuff. He's not a good defender, but he can score the ball. Second round, they use that pick to possibly make sure that their best player stays around, which is more than you could hope for with the 55th pick in the second round. I just, I don't understand anybody being upset with the Bronny pick. Like maybe you think he can't play. Cool. He went to USC for a year. He played 25 games. He averaged 4.8 points per game, 2.8 rebounds, 2 assists. He didn't shoot particularly well, 36%, 26% from three. I've heard that he's maybe a stronger defender than offensive player at this point, but let's say he's not anything. So he washes right out of the league. So was the other guy that they were going to draft at 55.
Right.
The guy they took in the first round last year contributed nothing. The guys they drafted in the second round last year contributed nothing. Why are we upset about this?
Well, we know why people are upset, okay? And we're going to talk about that in 1 second, okay? But first, look, your guy who you don't want to say his name, okay? The GM of the Lakers, all right, aka Rob Lowe, aka friend of Kobe Bryant, okay? He has lost his focus, okay, on this team. That's a nice way of saying he hasn't been doing a great job, okay?
Yes.
But we have something that will help him get back on track. I mean, he's off to a great start because he LeBron's word and drafted Bronny. Okay, that's one thing. But there's something here that will help him get all the way back on track, and that is Magic Mind. Tell us about Magic Mind, B.
Well, Magic Mind is a little shot. It's about, not that big. You put it in the fridge, grab it, shake it up real quick, drink it, takes about 2 seconds, and it is productivity in a bottle. Productivity, and I'm going to say also creativity in a bottle. It just helps you lock in for whatever tasks you have for the day, whether you're talking about your 9 to 5 job, and trying to stay focused at work, whether you're talking about doing this YouTube thing, the podcast thing, whether you're talking about editing videos, which is part of that, whether you're talking about any other kind of artistic undertaking, whether you've just got some chores to do around the house, right? We use it particularly for the YouTube thing, right? Where we have to write scripts, we have to record, we have to edit, even streaming can take it out of you sometimes. But you grab the Magic Mind, drink it down, and you're good for the next 8 hours. It tastes great, one, and it helps you reduce your caffeine intake, right? You don't need as much coffee. You don't need to be drinking coffee every couple hours, right? You don't need the soda. And unlike other energy drinks, coffee, or things like that, you don't have the crash at the end of it. It's a smooth ride, as they say. There's no crash come down or anything like that. It's all natural. You've got ashwagandha and nootropics. You've got the cordyceps, as they like to say, not the ones from The Last of Us. Yes, these are the good ones. Yeah. And like I said, you take it every day. The more you do it, the more it helps. And it really helps you just focus and lock in for whatever it is you need to get done.
Yeah, and I use it. It helps me greatly focus, especially when we're trying to get these videos out with editing and setting up streams and whatnot. And like we said, it tastes great. It doesn't give you the jitters, doesn't make me feel like I'm going to crash or anything like that. But it helps me keep laser focused on the task. So highly recommended. Get yours today. And look, we have a great deal for you, so there's no reason to not try it.
Yeah, if you look right down at the bottom of the screen, you can see if you go to www.magicmind.com, you can use our code LBHT20, and that's going to get you 20% off of your first order, or up to 56% off of your first subscription order. That's a great deal, and the best part about it is a no-risk deal. It's a money-back guarantee. If you don't like it for whatever reason, you get a full refund, no questions asked. So there's no excuse to not try it.
Yes. All right. So let's get back to what the real problem is that people have with this Bronny James draft. Okay. It's the fact that it's LeBron's son. Okay. It's nepotism. Mm-hmm. People have a problem with this type of nepotism. They don't have a problem with the other type of nepotism that happens in the front office. Okay.
It's especially hilarious. I mean, one, normally people are cheering for sons of players that they know that they used to watch to make it in the league. Normally, right? Everybody likes that kind of a story. But the backlash from some, not everyone, but the backlash from some for this particular move is hilarious, because the Lakers just hired a coach who has zero coaching experience to head up the biggest basketball franchise on the planet. And that's fine, right? They're the GM of the biggest basketball franchise on the planet. He's not a GM. He was an agent. And that's fine, right? Because Kobe recommended this guy. Go ahead and bring him in. But because it's LeBron saying, hey, why don't you use that absolutely worthless 55th overall pick to give my son a chance, and all of a sudden it's a terrible thing.
Here's the thing. He didn't even say that. He said, I'm going to play for the team that does draft him. Maybe. You don't have to draft him. Yeah, maybe. You don't have to draft him, right? If you feel comfortable with the offer that you gave him, hey, we can offer more money than anybody else, and that's good enough, right? We hired his friend JJ Redick. That's good enough. We don't have to draft Bronny James. Then don't draft him and let it play out. But you don't have complete control over where he goes. And that's what it really is about. When players take full control of their situation, people have a problem with it.
Yeah, because the story is out there that Rich Paul who, obviously is a close friend of LeBron and has been an agent for a while. And then, maybe not the most popular guy out there, was contacting teams and telling them, do not draft Bronny. If you draft Bronny, we're going to send him to Australia for a year.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why you would punish Bronny for the misdeeds of an NBA franchise, but that's a whole nother topic. And, it maybe it worked, or maybe nobody was going to draft him anyway, but he ended up right where they wanted him to be.
Of course you do it. And if Rich Paul, if I'm LeBron, I do the same thing because I had the power to do it. Right? Mm-hmm. I want to play with my son. I'm playing one more year, right? I want to play with my son. That was a dream of mine. I wanted to last long enough in the league to where I can see my son play in the league. I want to play with him at the highest level. And if I had the power to make it happen, I'm going to make it happen. Everybody else gets to flex their muscle, right? Gets to flex their power. Like you said, you just talked about it. Like you have GMs who have no GM experience. They're just agents, right? And they get to be GMs because they're of who they represented and became friends with. Mm-hmm. You see all kinds of coaches who have no experience. I mean, again, I know this is LeBron's friend. Nobody's mad that JJ Redick got the job, right?
Nobody was mad that Steve Nash got the job because Kevin Durant wanted him.
I was mad. But no, but you see this all the time. NFL too. We talk about it all the time. I talk about how most of that front offices around the league aren't qualified for the job. Right.
And people out there saying, oh, well, it's because, why should he have that kind of leverage? He can't play. This happens every year in the NFL too. You see guys who are potential 7th round picks calling around telling teams, don't draft me, because they want to be undrafted so they can pick where they go, where they have the best chance to stick on a roster. Nobody cares then. Nobody cares when it happens at the top of the draft with guys like Eli Manning, John Elway, right? But it's because of who Bronny is connected to that it's such a big deal.
And the argument is going to be this. Well, he's taking a spot away from somebody who could possibly make the team. One, that's a long shot that person that they draft is going to make the team. Two, the person that they could have drafted instead of Bronny doesn't guarantee LeBron comes back. Right? So if I'm trying to make a run next year and I need my best player to come back and it's contingent on who I drafted in the second round, sorry, don't care about the guy that could have gotten the shot.
Right. I mean, and there's guys on every team throughout the league who are taking spots from better players. Udonis Haslem has been a glorified coach was a glorified coach for I don't know how many years. Take a look at Milwaukee. Oh, and there he is, Ferris right there, right on the spot. Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
Nobody's complaining about him being in the NBA.
Right.
His brother Costa too for a while. So yeah, I mean, it is just another reason for people who already don't like LeBron to hate on LeBron some more. And it doesn't really have anything to do with Bronny. It doesn't have anything to do with whether or not he's going to be a good player, because nobody knows if he's going to be a good player or not. His numbers in college weren't good, but the NBA drafts on pure potential all day long. And they draft guys at the top of the draft who haven't proven they can play. So to be upset about a guy who went 55th is because you're upset at LeBron. Yeah. There's nothing else to that.
Yeah. Well, that's it for that. Okay. Hate it or love it. Bronny James is an LA Laker, and he'll be playing with his father, LeBron James. I think that's a great story.
It is a great story. And whether or not you like LeBron James, you should like the fact that he's going to get to play with his son in the NBA. It's a heartwarming story. It's not something that you get to see often in sports. I don't think you've ever seen it in the NBA. Yeah, it's a great story. But people like to hate.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I hate Chris Paul. I would love to see Chris Paul get to play with his son.
Yes,
in the NBA.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
But look, that's it for this one. Okay. We covered the draft yesterday. It was a snooze fest. But who knows? Okay, just because we don't
except for that 17th pick, Dalton Connect.
But who knows? Like these are the type of classes we may not know the names right now, but a couple of people we may know down the stretch. And Bronny might be one of those names that turns out to be a star. Okay. So, all right. Look, hit that like button. All right. Subscribe, all that good stuff. We have a lot more content in store for you guys. You don't want to miss it. All right. We cover it NBA, WNBA, NFL is coming back soon. Okay. We're going to get back in the swing of those things. So if you're enjoying this content, hit the like button. Also, if you already subscribed and you want to support us more, patreon.com/LBHTShow is how you do it. That's it for this one. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.